Hi guys, this is Cody Lawson with Symphony Light Shows. Just going to do the unboxing here of our LED wash moving head. It's a 108 piece 3-watt LED that's built into it. So we're just going to do the unboxing here. You guys can look at the kind of the technical specifications in our description here. But we'll get right to it here. We're just going to unbox it. Pretty much you'll get this exact same box here if you buy from us here. Basically it just contains, if it's a 1-watt or a 3-watt, and of course the only ones that we sell here are 3-watt LEDs. So you get 108 of those, which is a lot of power. These things are extremely bright. But basically on the side here, you of course just give some basic information like DMX512, that they're pre-programmed, and also that they're linkable, and also have standalone master slave. So we're gonna get to the unboxing here real fast, and we'll see kind of what's inside, and we'll go from there. Be careful with your box cutter here. There we go. All right. Okay, right away you're going to see that this light, the moving head that's in here, is covered completely in foam. So when it's shipped in this box, it's going to come to you in perfect condition. We've seen these boxes dropped. We actually did some drop tests with the lights in them, and they came out perfect. But the lights you're going to be getting, we didn't do the drop test. So, alrighty. Well, first of all, of course, you get your user manual for this LED wash here, and all of it is pretty self-explanatory. It has some great information on it, especially the rigging and how to rig this light, to a truss or anything. We'll just quickly go through this here, including just some of the basically connections that you can do with the back. Kind of explains DMX. On top of that, this is really interesting. A lot of moving heads these days don't come with this. It gives you a full detailed menu of the menu display. That's on the moving head, so you can know exactly where to access something or access some of the features or settings. So that's really great. Then of course it just gives you, your 7-channel DMX and what those entail, as well as your technical specifications. We'll just go to the next page here. Of course your wave beams, and of course your maintenance and cleaning, and that's pretty much it for the manual. So we'll set this aside for now, and we'll get right into it. Now the interesting thing, I'll show you guys this a little bit later once we get the light out. It uses a different type of power connection, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But basically your standard outlet plugs right into that. So set that to the side, and of course you get a free truss mount bracket here. And we'll get to this as well, but these are really cool because instead of having to, screw those right into the bottom of the moving head each time, these basically just, you turn it and it snaps right in. So it's really simple. Set that off to the side. And then on top of that, you get a free DMX cable. So really cool. Alrighty. So let's get this big piece of foam out. Oop, got one more thing here. A free safety cable. So you get a bunch of free stuff in there, which is pretty cool. Alrighty. Let's get this foam piece out of here. Okay, and there's our moving head sitting down in there. Let's set this piece aside. Alrighty, so I'm going to pull the moving head here out. I'm going to have to set the camera down, of course. But once we get it out, I'll show you the kind of what it looks like here. Okay, so we got the moving head out of the box there. Just fits really nice and snug. Right into those foam pieces there. So we're just going to get this plastic wrap off of it. That's just basically used to add a little more protection to it. Actually, I'm going to set the camera down one more time here for you guys, just so we can get this off of here. Okay, there it is. Now one thing I'll let you guys know of too, when you take the light out of the box, make sure you grab it by the handles. and not by the head itself. That can damage it. This unit is extremely well built, but we always recommend using the handles just for added protection against the light to keep these things nice and new throughout the years. So okay, so let's go into kind of what it looks like, and it's a pretty basic moving head wash, but it's extremely bright. As you can see, those LEDs, they're fairly big in size, and there's hundreds of them. I shouldn't say hundreds of them, there's about 110 of them in there. And of course down here we got your LCD menu display. It's an 80 character LCD display, which is great because you can see exactly what the moving head is doing. No more of those 4-digit basically numbers that you see on some of the other DMX lights. This is an 80 character display, so you see exactly what's going on with the light, settings, maintenance, everything is controlled right from here, which is really nice. And then of course you got your handles on both sides here for easy lifting. And unlike some of the other washes, this one is fairly light. You can lift it up without much effort at all. So of course we got your LEDs here in the front, and on the back here you have a huge heat sink. All of this around here is completely metal, and what that's designed to do is, because since there are so many LEDs and since they're 3-light LEDs, this will actually generate some heat, not a whole lot, but it will generate some with those LEDs. And what this is designed to do is basically pull heat out of it. And as you can see, we got a pretty large size fan in the back as well. And this just helps with the cooling of the unit, and this will basically make the light last a long time. This is a great build. Now, as far as the material of the light, some people may think, hey, this is kind of it looks like a metal. Well, it's actually not. It's kind of a combination. There is metal underneath of it, but it's also a rubberized plastic on the outside, and that'll prevent basically scuffs, scratches, all that wonderful stuff. It'll actually get rid of some dust on there for you as well. So this is a very nice material. A lot of people like this because it does have some grip, especially with the handles here. So it's a nice rubberized feel on the outside, pretty much of all the moving head, of course, except for the heat sinks or the grills here on the back of the light. So let's go around here to the back of the light. I'm going to show you guys what type of connections we have on the back. Okay, pretty standard connections that some of you should be familiar with if you've owned any type of DMX light before. We got your DMX out, your DMX in, and we do have a power switch, which is really nice because some moving heads do not have that. And we also got your fuse. It's a 3.15 amp fuse, or 250 volts. Now this is designed for use in the USA only. There's no switch for other countries. So only use this light in the USA for our power. And then of course we have your power in. I'm going to show you guys exactly what this is, because I know this looks a little bit different and a lot of people are going to get confused. It does come with the cable, and basically, oops, wrong one here. Basically, you guys are all familiar with the standard 3-prong. You got your ground and then your power on the left and right here. This just plugs into a standard outlet, but this is really interesting, and I really like this design because what this is here, we'll slide it in and we'll turn it, and it locks right into place. And the reason for this is it won't come out. You can't pull this thing out unless you pull down on this metal tab here and twist and release. So let's say you have somebody walking on your stage and they trip over your cord. This isn't going anywhere. This is not going to unplug your light, which is great. Everybody really likes this. So that's kind of how you release it, and of course how you plug it in. It's going to have to be at an angle here, and you twist and lock, which is a great feature. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to basically stop the camera here, and we're going to produce another video for you guys of the light in action and some of the features on the LCD display. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, we just got the light booted up here, basically just showing welcome to use on the light, and as you can see it's moving here for us. This is just after turning it on here. Basically just waiting for it to kind of go through its system check, so to speak. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so we're going to go down through the menu here and just kind of show you guys some basic things. And of course, if you have any additional questions, you can leave a message below or leave me a message and I'll definitely get back to you guys on that. So pretty much the first thing that's going to come up with is your DMX address, and you can use the up and down to basically change that. So immediately that's going to come to that, which is really nice. You don't have to navigate through any menus to get to this. As we continue on through the menu, you have your pan invert, so you can change the tilt and the pan of basically the moving head there. We have your tilt invert, and this is mode. Now what mode is, if we hit the enter button here, that basically just gives us if you want it on DMX512, if you want it on automation basically, if you want it on sound active, if you want it on slave, if you want it on DMX512, you know, it just basically repeats itself there, which is a great feature on this light. Let's go back here. And manual mode, this is the one thing I want to talk to you guys about. Let's say that you're trying to diagnose a problem on a light. These are really great for that because instead of having to basically bring down a controller to plug into this light to test it, you can actually control it from this menu system. So I won't go into this too deeply here because it takes quite a bit of time to navigate through the values, but you can actually move and change everything, all the channels on this light from this menu display here, which is great. And I think, oh, and there's restore, basically restoring to factory default settings and back to your DMX address. So pretty simple there, but let's turn it on to automation mode here, and we'll get this thing going for you guys, kind of show you how bright this really is, and we'll go from there. So hit on that and immediately there it goes. It's a very, very bright light. Kind of show you guys a little bit of video of it kind of running in action. The other thing you're noticing too, I'm talking here and you can barely hear it. It's a very, very quiet light. This is actually one of the moving heads I haven't seen in a long time, or have seen. A lot of the moving heads, you know, they'll make lots and lots of noise. This one does not. It's pretty whisper quiet, which is a great feature. So the other thing I want to show you guys too, there is a fan right there that's basically sucking air in. And there's another fan that's blowing air out, and of course the fan that I showed you guys on the back of the head there. But like I said, very, very quiet. Another cool feature here too, as you can see, the LCD display is off. The light for it is off, and that's great. If you're in a production, you don't want to see that blue LCD screen. So we're just gonna hopefully I get some shots of how bright this thing really is, and it's really hard to tell with the camera because the camera adjusts to the light. But this thing is extremely, extremely bright. Let me give you guys a reference point on how bright this thing is. Let me go over here. We took the light and we set it right here. And if you see there's a building over there, we took this light and we set it right on the floor here, and we were able to light up that whole entire building. Let me give you guys another reference point here. There's a bank over there. And we took the light, we set it just right outside here, and we were able to light that whole entire corner using that moving head. It's a bright, awesome moving head, very, very reliable components inside. This thing will last you a long time. So if you guys have any more additional questions, hey, just you know, private message me, and I'll definitely get back to you guys, you know, as soon as possible. And like I said, this is Cody Lawson with Symphony Light Shows, and this is our new red, green, blue, and white moving head wash.